enthalpy. See, enthalpy is defined as H is equal to U plus PV. See, enthalpy here it is denoted by H because, so according to old version, it is called as heat content of a system. Heat content, that's why it is denoted by H. U is the internal energy. This is work done. Okay. So this is enthalpy of a system. Enthalpy is a state function. Depends on initial and final states only, and is independent of path function. See, change in enthalpy. Change in enthalpy is a state function and is independent of path in which this change is carried out, and it is an extensive property. Means it depends on the quantity of system. If the increase of quantity, H value also increases. See, already we have seen in the previous video, internal energy is a quantity of, is an extensive property. So it depends on quantity. Therefore, H is also an extensive property. Okay. Now, see this, delta H is equal to delta of U plus PV, or delta U plus delta PV, which can be written as delta U is equal to delta U plus, here see this can be written as P delta V and V delta P. See, volume is changing when pressure is kept constant. Similarly, pressure is changing when volume is kept constant. Sometimes both may be changed. In such cases, this can be written as both pressure and volume may be changed. So in such cases, this can be written as P2 V2 minus P1 V1. Okay. So this is the relation. Now let's see the relation between delta H and heat of a system, heat given to a system. See, what is the relation between these two? See, we know that according to first law of thermodynamics, delta U is equal to Q plus W, or this can be written as Q minus P delta V, work done due to volume expansion. Now, see, look at these two equations. From equation 1 and 2, see, instead of delta U, you can write this. See, then delta H is equal to, from 1 and 2. See, delta H is equal to, you can write Q minus P delta V, this is delta U value, plus P delta V plus V delta P. See, these two gets cancelled. This is equal to Q plus V delta P. This is the delta H. But at constant pressure, means delta P is equal to 0. Therefore, say this is equation 3. from equation 3, what can be written? Delta H is equal to Q. So delta H is equal to QP, where Q means, its meaning is, this is the Q given at constant pressure. Change in enthalpy is equal to quantity of heat energy given at constant pressure. Okay. Now let's compare delta H and delta U. Delta H and delta U, see this. Delta H is equal to what we said? QP, that is heat energy given to a system at constant pressure. What about delta U? See, according to first law of thermodynamics, delta U is equal to Q plus W. If there is no change in volume at constant volume, work done at constant volume means delta V is 0. So W is 0. Therefore, delta U is equal to QV, means it is equal to heat energy given to a system at constant volume. This is the difference between delta H and delta U. This is related to constant pressure. This is related to constant volume. And let's see one more word about delta H. See, what is delta H? What we said? An extensive property, and it is a state function. State function, what we said? State function, the state of a system is defined by state variables. What are they? Pressure, volume, temperature, and number of moles. Therefore, for a given amount of system, see, that is N is constant. So you can write delta H is equal to H2 minus H1. H2 is the enthalpy of system at the state 2. H1 is the enthalpy of system at state 1. Means, say H2, this is the, say in terms of this, P2, V2, T2 minus H1, P1, V1, T1. What's the meaning? This is the enthalpy of system when the system is at this state, at this pressure, at this volume, and at this temperature. Similarly H1. Okay. But according to PV is equal to nRT. What we said, for a given amount of system, N is constant. And the remaining variables are pressure, volume, and temperature. R itself is constant. If out of these three variables, if two are known, remaining is fixed. Suppose if pressure and volume are known, temperature is fixed. If temperature and volume are known, pressure is fixed. So you can express H in terms of two variables. Say H is a function of, as a function of P and V. H as a function of P and V, or as a function of V and T, or as a function of T and P, like that. You can express in different ways. Previously what we have seen, delta H is equal to delta U plus P2 V2 minus P1 V1. We have written this, means this is, see, in terms of pressure and volume means temperature is fixed. So this is applicable at constant temperature. Okay. Now these are the different variations in delta H. For a chemical reaction, let's see about the relation between delta H and delta U. We know that delta H is equal to delta U plus P delta V, but PV is equal to N naught T. But delta H is given by constant pressure. See, if you at constant pressure, it is expressed as a function of pressure and volume. So temperature is kept constant. So this formula is applicable at constant temperature and pressure. So that is also an important thing to remember here. Okay, now come to this. PV is equal to N naught. T is kept constant. But the volume is changing means P delta V is equal to delta N RT, because volume pressure is kept constant, T is constant, therefore volume depends on only number of moles. And remember that this is a gas equation, so delta N is applicable for a gaseous state only for gaseous state. Therefore, for a chemical reaction, delta N is equal to Np minus Nr, where Np is number of moles of gaseous products. This is number of moles of gaseous reactants. Okay. Now for this, let's see one conceptual question. See, for this reaction, say they have given delta H is equal to say minus 40 kilocalories. What is the question asked is, what is the delta U for this reaction at 27 degrees centigrade? This is the question. Now see this, we know that delta H is equal to delta U plus, instead of P delta V, you can write delta N RT, or delta H is minus 40, delta U, see, to be calculated. What is delta N here? Number of moles of gaseous products, 4, minus number of moles of gaseous reactants. This is solid, only this one is gas, so minus 2, so 2. Therefore 2 into R value, this is given in kilocalories, so R should be in kilocalories. R is equal to 2 calories now, so 2 into 10 power minus 3. Temperature in Kelvin scale, so 300. So this is equal to delta U. So what about this 4 3s, 1200 by 1000, so 1.2. Therefore delta U is equal to minus 41.2 kilocalories. So in this way we can do problems. Sometimes they may ask you what is the delta H greater than delta U or less than delta U, may ask you like that. For that purpose also, let's take another question. See, N2 plus 3H2 gives 2NH3. This is gas. Here all are in gaseous state. What is the relation between the delta H and delta U here? See the options. Options may be like this: delta H is equal to delta U here, and none. See which is the correct relation. Here from delta N, it is very easy. Delta N is equal to Np minus Nr, number of moles of gaseous products minus number of moles of gaseous reactants. Gaseous products 2 minus of reactants. See this is gas, this is also gas. So total number of moles of reactants 4. So this is minus 2. So very clear from this, delta H is equal to delta U plus delta N RT, or this is delta U minus delta N value is minus 2 RT. So delta H is equal to delta U minus something. So which is greater? Clearly delta U. So delta H is less than delta U. See, one trick to answer this type of question directly without any work. See, what is the NP value here? 2. NR value 4. If NP is less than NR, just on observation you can say delta H is less than delta U. If NP is greater than NR, delta H is greater than delta U. If NP is equal to NR, delta H is equal to delta U. In this way you can easily answer this. So for this type, no problem. You can directly, just by looking at the equation, you can answer this type of question. And see, related to delta H, let's see one more question. See, for a real gas, say its state is changing from 10 atmosphere 5 liters to 4 atmosphere 3 liters, and change in internal energy say 30 liter atmosphere, no problem, 30 liter atmosphere. Then what is the delta H for this process? See, once again real gas is undergoing. See here, I think it is compression, sorry, here pressure is decreased, volume should increase, 10 atmosphere to 4 atmosphere, so volume should increase, but this is a real gas, so it won't follow the ideal gas equation. So it should be greater than 5, let it be approximately 8 liters. Then what is the delta H for this? See here, look at this, both pressure and volume are changing. We know that delta H is equal to U plus PV, or delta H is equal to delta U plus delta of PV. That is delta U plus P2 V2 minus P1 V1. Now substitute the values. Delta U is 30 into P2 V2. See, this is the final state. P2 V2 is 32 minus P1 V1, initial state 50. So that is 30 minus here, what is the difference? 18. So that is 12 liter atmosphere. If you want to convert that into joules, 1 liter atmosphere is 0.1 kilojoules. Therefore, this is 1.2 kilojoule. If necessary, we will convert, otherwise we will leave at this stage. So in that way, you can see different problems. Okay, after discussing first law and others, we will see some more problems related to enthalpy change. These are some conceptual questions related to enthalpy change.